Welcome back to the Stoop Football Fans. It's your boy Lolo on a special late night edition of On the Stoop with Lolo. A little live stream going late night. Look, apologies to all of our fans that are out in the UK. We love you guys, Stoop crew. The majority of the Stoop crew is actually in the UK. But we started thinking, hey, let's not neglect any of our North American Western Hemisphere brethren who may want to participate in some live streams, but the 1 p.m. live streams don't ever work for them, except Ben AZ, Ben Arizona, who I think I saw in here already, and Ben Ireland, who is here out in Yorkshire. And so I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey up, Ben. I up, Ben. Sorry, I'm already losing my tiny bit of Yorkshire I learned. So good to see you guys. We saw Jimmy Bremer's Ghost in here. Good to see you. City 10. Good to see a City fan. And yes, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I can still say that. Good to see a City fan. Because like I read online the other day, Rodri or somebody was like, look at all the fans hating us. We love it. We love it. We're like, no, you guys realize that we'd rather y'all win it. We'd rather Man City win the Premier League than Chelsea, Liverpool. Even other fans would rather you guys than Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United. Forget it. So relax. Okay. BX Gunner, what is this sorcery? We're thinking about you, my man. You're one of our big time supporters, and I love talking to you on other streams that are later at night. So come on, let's build this North American community and teach them about football and how to be proper shit talking, banter filled football fans, Premier League fans. So let's get to it. And guys, if you guys are new to the show, just don't forget, put those comments in there. Put those comments in there. We love to interact with them as much as possible. You guys are part of the show. If you've never seen our show, this show is like if I was sitting out on the stoop and you walked by and just started talking football. So I can easily get sidetracked by y'all's conversations in the comments section. So let's get going. This show today, we had the League Cup semifinals first leg between Chelsea and Tottenham, two minor clubs, I would say. Two. Okay, I'm gonna try not to do a shit ton of shit talking right away. Let's talk about this. This was a League Cup today. It was the first round tie, and it was at home for Chelsea. So I want to discuss what we as Premier League fans, what did we learn about this? Because it's getting down to it. It is the semifinals. You win this, you win your two legs, you go to the finals of an actual trophy of silverware. And Spurs know this, and that's why Spurs started a full-on team. Chelsea, on the other hand, started their like A- team, their B+ team, let's call it. So they started with a pretty full team minus a bunch of the injuries. So people are like, "Oh, we were without Chilwell, we were without James." Yeah, but you're gonna be because you lost them to injury. It's not like you just didn't start them. And you started Lukaku up front. Timo Werner was on the pitch. Mason Mount was on the pitch. Kai Havertz was on the pitch. Hakim Ziyech was on the pitch. Don't tell me, Chelsea, that your B team was on the pitch because you had about 100 million pounds 200 million pounds out there on the pitch. So relax. So the first thing that I learned from all of this, Chelsea don't scare me none. The more I watch Chelsea play these days, and yes, we have to take into account a lot of injuries that are happening, but the more I watch Chelsea play, the more I see that they can be got at. They played against an atrocious Tottenham Hotspur team today. The first half was absolutely atrocious for Tottenham. Chelsea had numerous easy attempts. In fact, the two goals they scored were probably the worst opportunities that they had to score, and somehow they went in. Even Kai Havertz in on goal they're giving him that goal, but to me, it looked like he was trying to put it across the face of goal for somebody else, and it just went in. And the second one was a deflection that went in. So all I'm saying is Chelsea look like they can be got at, especially if they're leaking goals. That's what I think first off. Second off is I think the same way at Arsenal, there must be something in the water where like Thomas Partey never got injured with Atletico Madrid. He comes over to Arsenal and he's injured for the first year that he was here. There must be something in the water. I think there must be something in the water at Chelsea because Lukaku clearly has what Timo Werner has. Timo Werner was a beast in Germany. Loved watching him play. Comes over here, he just can't score. He had another opportunity today, and you saw him in front of goal. A beautiful pass that got him in on goal. And yes, he had a decision to make, chip the keeper, go around him, head it, deuce, and you saw him just freeze up. Lukaku did the exact same thing. So I don't know, guys. Maybe there's something in the water over at Chelsea, but what's happening? What do you guys think of that? Is Lukaku getting the Timo Werner disease, which might actually be the Chelsea disease? You wonder why he wants out. Maybe there's something there. Next, Saul actually played a game. So something for us Premier League teams to look out for is that today Thomas Tuchel went with a back four. As Najee would tell you, Chelsea always uses a back three. Now, it's fucking fantastic when they can play a back three and they have Chilwell and James, but not so much when you're having to plug those holes with other players, even Alonso. So Alonso's your best option, but if you got to replace both of them, what are you going to do? But Saul actually showed up and had a game and was arguably man of the match for that. So if we look at what they're doing in the league and the holes that we're seeing in Chelsea's defense, Saul did a lot. Saul Niguez did a lot today and was all over the pitch, but was very solid in defense, especially with them without Thiago Silva. The last thing I want to mention is that Sarr should have seen red. He should have had a red card. To me, he elbowed Harry Kane in the face. It was very similar to what Mane did in the first 20 seconds or so of of the Chelsea Liverpool match. But this was even worse because he was like flailing, boom, elbow to the face. No red card for Sarr. And then he went in for some shitty challenges later. I just thought that dude's a head case, seems like. Big up to Mr. Tom, 3 a.m. party. Yes, sir. And Bobby 2 Stoops. What's all this malarkey? Didn't see the game, so won't hang around. Don't worry, Bobby. We're only using the game as a jumping off point. And to show you that I mean what I say, we're going to now bring in somebody else whose club has nothing to do with this match, just like my own. I guess my club has a little bit to do with it because we're still in this tournament. And we're still in the top four, unlike his team, which just, I don't know what his team is doing anymore. They used to be good like last year. So before I offend him and he just leaves the show, let's bring him on. Mr. Brawley Darbin.
What's up?
Something in my head made me say both of your names at the same time, and I said Brarbin. What's going on, Brawley? So good to see you. Brawley has a fantastic West Ham podcast, the West Ham Way USA podcast. So if you're a West Ham fan, check it out, and if you're just a football fan, check it out. Brawley, how you doing, man? Welcome back to the show. It's been a long time, my man.
Yeah, it has been. It's been way too long, and my life's been way too busy. So I apologize for not getting on here sooner. But it's good to be here. Yeah, I wish it was West Ham playing against Chelsea instead of Spurs, but is what it is. We dominated our game against Spurs in the EFL Cup last week or the week before, whenever that was, and just couldn't pull out a win. So I was gutted that we weren't in it, but I'm thrilled to see Spurs drop the first leg.
So the reason I was interested to have you on, because really, like, I could give a fuck about this because either way, Arsenal have to deal with Liverpool.
Yeah.
For me. So I'm looking at today's match of like, how does this affect me? What am I seeing? Because a big thing for me about Tottenham is with Conte, we don't really know who they are yet. We know Conte takes a little bit of time because he instills such a system.
Yeah.
And he's got so much fucking work to do at Tottenham that every time they play on the weekend, I'm like, is this the Tottenham? Oh, they look really good. Son and Kane are back. Oh, Dele Alli's in here. You know what? But then they go and do something like this where it looked like they played their best team against a quote unquote weaker Chelsea side, a weaker than normal Chelsea side. And they looked awful. Yeah. So your club, my club, we're in the battle for top 4, and it may come down to us. We may not be buddies at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I feel like our teams are right there where it's like we've got good shit going on, and then we have a setback, and then we got good shit going on, and then we have a setback.
Yeah.
So does this give you a little hope that Tottenham really does suck?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I've long said that derby games form and everything you know about the teams go out the window, and I firmly include one of these Chelsea Tottenham in that category. So anytime I'm trying to analyze a derby game, I take it with a huge grain of salt. So how much you can read into this performance per se as to how good Chelsea were and how poor Spurs were, I don't think you can read into it that much, but I will say it's night and day difference from the Nuno Tottenham and the Conte Tottenham. I can say that. I think Conte does have a structure that he is putting into place. Now, did that go out the window for that first Chelsea goal? Yeah, they tried to play out of the back. They got closed down. That's not Conte ball. That should never happen. Second goal, again, real fluky header off of, or I don't know if it was a clearance or a header, whatever it was.
It was off a clearance, yeah,
off of your own guy into the back of the net. I mean, that's just pure bad luck. I mean, it was a poor clearance, but it's bad luck nonetheless. So, I mean, I'm not going to be taking anything away from this one personally. I don't think you can read into it all that much. I'm just happy Spurs lost, and I really hope they lose the return leg back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Now, do we need Chelsea gaining confidence? But like, I kind of would like to see Tottenham win the second leg, but win it like 3-1. You know, so they still lose. Like they still lose on aggregate.
That would be funny.
But it knocks Chelsea down a notch because none of it. I don't know about if you know any Chelsea fans.
Oh, I do.
They're kind of like difficult,
Spurs,
right?
Spurs fans are worse. You know this.
Douchebags.
I know that.
Yeah.
Douchebags, yes. Now, you're a St. Louis fan, aren't they? The St. Louis Blues?
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm wearing right now. The kit I'm wearing, yeah.
So that's got to be rough when they're like, go Blues, and you're like, which one? You know, like, wait a minute.
What, I never put that together, but yes, I can see the confusion there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because your claret and blue is a different. It's not that dark blue. Right?
No, it's not. That's true. Very true. Yeah. But I mean, I've long said that my West Ham and the St. Louis Blues are 1A and 1B in my life. So yeah, they're right there side by side. Yep.
Right there. So listen, let's talk about West Ham for a second.
Sure.
What do you think? So you guys it looked like you guys started right where you left off, if not better than where you left off last season. And then you went through a bit of a stumble.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't even because Mikel Antonio's not playing. He's been there the whole time, right?
Yep.
Basically every match. I think you got a red card or something. Where he missed a match or so? No.
No, that was Declan Rice got suspended for a game recently. I don't know if that's what you're thinking of. But so we beat Liverpool. I was actually at that game in London. That was the last game of my trip that I went over for. I was at the Liverpool game.
What a game.
Yeah, I've got some videos. I should have sent them over so you guys to play because I got video of the third goal when we beat Liverpool, which celebrations I'll never forget.
Well, we can send it over. We'll watch it at happy hour.
Yeah,
man.
I will do that. And then our form kind of tapered, and then we beat Chelsea, so we were kind of on the up again. And then we go on this run where we win, I think, none in 6. And then we've just beaten Watford, and now we beat Crystal Palace, and it seems like we're back on the up again. January is going to be a huge month for us, I think. If we don't add reinforcements, it's going to be I won't say a struggle, but I don't think top 4 is what we're going to be aiming for anymore because you can see the gap in class. I mean, Arsenal looked terrific when you guys played against us. I mean, we made you guys look like Barcelona again, which was crazy. I couldn't figure that one out. We showed you guys way too much respect. I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. Now we were missing our entire back 4, which probably had something to do with it. Not to make excuses, but with Ogbonna and Zuma potentially being out for the season, it sounds like Zuma is going to be ahead of schedule. And then Aaron Cresswell fractured a bone in his back.
Yeah.
So we need a left back probably, and at least 1 or 2 center backs, and then the obvious position is striker. And I mean, Antonio's the only striker at the club, and he's not even really a striker. I guess now you could probably call him a striker, but he's not even really a striker. So we need to go and get a center forwards. If we address those positions, I think we're going to put ourselves in a real strong position to fight you guys for that 4th spot, and potentially looking at a Europa League run, and hopefully we can make a run there. But who knows? It's fun time to be a West Ham fan. It's really exciting.
How much has Lanzini getting playing time and showing some form helped? I mean, look, he wears the number 10 shirt, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
that's a big thing. That's not nothing.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
But he's even on penalties now.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah, yeah, because we had our previous
fantasy owners that own Mikel Arteta were furious. I mean, and Mikel Antonio were furious.
Yeah. Well, each of our 3 previous penalty takers before that had missed their last one, so they were basically rotating through who was going to take one. Lanzini hasn't been the same guy since he tore his ACL prior to that 2016 World Cup. I get the years of 14, 16, 18, whichever one it was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And he just hadn't been the same guy since then. Now you're finally starting to see him come back and have the form. I mean, that goal he scored the weekend, like if that was Ronaldo that scored that, I mean, people would never stop talking about it. They would be talking about it as one of the greatest goals of all time. It was a terrific goal. It's huge that he's starting to perform now because we're losing Ben Rama to the AFCON, so he'll be gone for probably 4 to 6 games, and that's big. Ben Rama starting to play well for us again, which was big. So,
well, that was a name that I was going to bring up when we're mentioning Lanzini. Lanzini to me is like a more experienced and now that he's getting in form, looks to be a more polished and more confident Ben Rama.
Yeah.
Do they play similar roles, or because remember I'm watching as an outsider, but to me they play similar roles, but he has like I don't know, when Lanzini takes a strike from outside of the box, those are usually on target, if not going in. It's when Ben Rama does, it usually hits somebody.
Yeah, they do play similar roles. To answer your question, yes. When they play together, Lanzini plays more centrally. Ben Rama plays out wide left, and Ben Rama usually has the freedom to do whatever he wants. Ben Rama's the better player. I think Lanzini is better with his decision making than Ben Rama is. I think that's fair to say. But as far as technical ability goes, Ben Rama blows him out of the water, in my opinion. I mean, he's the only one who can carry the ball and put you on the edge of your seat every time he's got the ball. His big problem, like you said, is his decision making, where he blasts a shot 30 rows deep or right at someone's shin, and I think that's his biggest thing that he needs to work on. But Yeah, Lanzini is more of a well-rounded, better decision-making kind of guy. They do play similar roles, though. I'm excited they get to play together as the last couple of games, so it's been fun to watch. But like I said, Ben Rama being gone for the AFCON for the next 4 to 6 is going to be a decent loss for us. It's not ideal, that's for sure.
Yeah. So these guys in the crowd, in the audience right now, are asking you about. So it looks like you guys have your next match is up. You have an FA Cup tie on
Leeds,
Sunday the 9th, home against Leeds United. Then you play Norwich. Then you play Leeds United again
Yeah.
in the league. So you know our show has a lot of big Leeds United following. Oh, yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Are you looking at this as like FA Cup? We should win this, and we will win this. What's more important, the win in the league or the win in the cup? Talk about that a little bit. And what do you see as the matchup issues that you may or may not have?
So if I'm not mistaken, Leeds historically, under Bielsa, do not take cup competitions very seriously. I don't know how accurate I am in saying that. I'm not a Leeds fan.
I think they do. They just aren't very good at them.
Because from my interaction with them, it sounded like they typically play like a B or a C team in them. And I know they're dealing with a ton of injuries right now.
Yeah.
And potentially some COVID too. I'm not sure. If it really is a really weakened Leeds side, I would expect to beat them handily. They don't match up with us very well, I don't think. So we like to sit off of you and hit you on the counter attack and hit you with set pieces. Leeds to me seem to
sorry
they want to, and Ben, I'm not picking on you. I hope you realize that.
No, it was me. It was me.
Purely from analytical standpoint, Leeds, they like to take the game to you. Respect to them. Yeah. I love the way they play. I really like the way they play. But when you come up against West Ham, they like to sit off you and hit you on the break with Bowen, Benrahma, Fornals, Antonio. It doesn't usually end well, and that's what happened. Leeds took the lead in the previous league game, and we pegged them back. Bowen by fluky to own goal, I think it was, and then Antonio. Yeah. We hit you guys on the counter. We shouldn't be hitting you guys on the counter in the 90th minute like we did. So, and Antonio scores a 94th minute winner, and that summed that game up. So, the cup game. To me, if my instincts are correct, and maybe these guys can correct me if I'm wrong, they're gonna rest a lot of their starting 11. I don't think we will, because this is one of the few weeks where we only have. Actually, it's not true anymore because the Norwich game got postponed, so we do have Norwich midweek. But I still think we're gonna play a really strong side.
That's a midweek game.
Yeah, because we didn't have anything with that. Norwich game got postponed because of COVID, and. Went in the middle of the two Leeds games, so that's probably beneficial to Leeds, honestly.
Yeah, this I have to agree, and so you're totally right about that. And Mr. Tom says right here, we're usually in a position where we need the league points or rest more than the cup run.
Yeah,
and is this that scenario? 100% it is.
Yeah,
because. It's they are so battered right now. They're so injured right now. And yes, they're playing West Ham in the FA Cup. So it seems like, oh man, we're up against West Ham. So we're in the thick of the FA Cup. But I just want to share with you right now what a shitty draw this is for both of you guys. Both. Because I just want to show you who everybody else has. Man City has Swindon Town, the musical.
Yeah.
Who do we have? Who's next? Burnley has Huddersfield. Crystal Palace has Millwall.
The musical.
Newcastle has Cambridge United.
Sorry. Millwall Crystal Palace should be a tasty one as far as the police are concerned. I think that one could get lively.
Okay, we'll see if they have any television cameras on it.
Yeah.
Leicester Watford, I guess, is the only one that's near.
The only other one. That's the only other All Premier League tie. And I'm sorry to cut you off here, but in the League Cup, we drew Manchester City, Manchester United, and then Tottenham.
I know,
I mean,
man. I know. I know.
and we beat the two Manchester teams. So it's like, well, what do you
It's
do?
crazy. Everton has Hull City.
Yeah,
Chelsea has
Chelsea is
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield. Yeah.
Uh, Yeovil Town for Bournemouth. Southampton with Swansea. This is just ridiculous. And then even Norwich has Charlton, and Wolves with Sheffield United. Tottenham with the
More
Scrimps.
come. Yeah.
Liverpool with Shrewsbury. The Shrewsburys taste like Shrewsburys. I just watched that with my daughter. We have Nottingham Forest. So I can't wait to see how many of these Premier League teams lose. And you guys will just be like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. We had to run our asses off because you know what? A team leads United, B team leads United. You're gonna run.
Yep.
They all train the same. They all train down to the under fives or whatever they have. They all train in the Bielsa way. They all do murder ball. Like, so you're gonna run your asses off.
Yeah.
And for you guys, I don't know if you can sit a lot of your starters. I know you have a match on Tuesday in the league against Norwich, but how do you sit your starters against another Premier League team?
I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to play pretty strong. I think pretty much the most of the bench will if they didn't play in the previous game, most of the bench you're going to see come in. So we're definitely going to play Areola because he's our cup keeper, and then
hold on, you put Areola in the cup?
Yeah, he hasn't made one single league appearance this year.
Do you understand what that sounds like?
Oh, ha! Breastfeed
is
that breastfeeding joke
in the cup? No, I've stayed away from the Areola jokes. But then when you say we only use him in the cup, I'm like, it's for safety. You don't want him bouncing all over the place.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like that. That's hilarious.
Appreciate that one.
Absolutely hilarious. He's a nipple and he goes in the cup.
Areola is a bit of a tit. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I thought you were making a joke. That's why I was like, wait, Areola.
No, he's actually our cup keeper.
He's our B cup keeper.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. You want to talk football?
Yeah, I would appreciate that. But yeah, I think with there being no center backs also outside of our regular two, we're either gonna have to play kids there, or we'll probably. I mean, I think we'll go relatively strong. Our B team should be much stronger than the Leeds B team if it is B team versus B team. So, and maybe neither team wants to give too much away for the league game too. Kind of keep the cards close to the chest. Although you pretty much know what you're getting with us. I mean, there's no hiding what we do. So, I don't know. I don't know how you look at it. I'm confident that West Ham should win. Whether that usually means we lose those games too. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I think that could ring true for both teams, that you kind of know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Leeds United, it's still Marcelo Bielsa. He's not going to bring out and I keep saying B team, but the B team is halfway out there for Leeds United already. They've been decimated. But do you look to give like Adam Forshaw, who's just back from 2 years of being injured, who some people thought would never play again, and he's back. He's like full form. Do you give him a rest? But then there's a gaping hole in the midfield. Is Patrick Bamford back? Do you maybe give him some minutes in the cup to see if he can play? Do you keep Tyler Roberts in there to see if he can shake some dust off of his finishing boots? I don't know. But I think the style of play is going to be the exact same. They have the one style, and it's their biggest criticism, generally speaking, besides the small squad.
Sure.
So I don't know. I think either way, it could be a really fun match because, like you said, you guys do play in the counterattack. Leeds do not stop pressing and going forward. Mm-hmm. If Leeds United didn't have the injury problems up front like they have this season, they'd be a lot higher up in the table, because it's come down to like there are opportunities all over the place, but Rodrigo hasn't been able to put him away. Tyler Roberts hasn't been able to put him away. Dan James even. Like, and I hate to say it, if Bamford was there, even though he misses a bunch of sitters, like we always say, a lot of their games that they lost were 1-0 or they draw. And so that's fucking tough. It's like same thing for Wolves, I would say. Wolves defense is out of control. They've given up 2 goals in the last 8 matches. They've played City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, even Brighton, I think. And they've only lost 2 games, but they've only scored 3 goals as well.
There's your
So
problem.
in 8 games, 3-2. Yeah. Anyway, listen, Brawley, thank you so much for calling. We're going to be doing these shows more often. I see you, Ben, Arizona. This show is partially with you in mind, my friend. For you, Bob Retrovolt, a lot of our US based fans here. So yes, we're kicking off same time tomorrow, 10 p.m. And we're going to do it all of next week as well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 p.m. And then happy hour Fridays at 7 p.m. So we're not just going to be covering 1 match, 2 match. This is going to be more generic football talk. So if you guys have ideas for topics on the shows, send them in because we're going to be doing a lot more of them. Or if you want to see people on the show, hit them up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that, or send it to us. And we'll get on it. We'll have Director John start sending them mean text messages or mean tweets. That's the way we got Brawley on today.
Yep. Guilted me right into it. Yep.
Well, Brawley, thank you so much for talking, and glad we got to talk some West Ham as well.
Absolutely.
And
Thanks
I
for
don't
having
have
me.
to talk about Arsenal losing to City anymore.
That's true.
Glad
I could help.
Mr. Tom, yes, he says we try to cater to the Americans. And all the fucking Brits show up at 3:00 in the morning. But we are keeping these shorter because we're going to be doing a lot more of these. So from Brooklyn and from St. Louis.
Yes.
Peace out, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time. Thank you, John.
Later.